What's up, everybody? Let me know if you can hear, see, and well, those are the only things. Hear and see me. Just getting started today. Part-time Globetrotter just joined on Instagram. What's up, Globetrotter? Philip says hi. Hey, Philip, good to see you here. Wally says, hey, Chris. Hey, Wally. Sorry I had to miss yesterday. It was just too much going on. Truth be told, there's too much going on today as well, but I didn't want to miss 2 days in a row. That would be rude. Sound, video okay? Just sharing this around a little bit. Jessica Brown just joined on Instagram. Hello, Jessica. Digital Bull Go just joined. What's up, Digital Bull Go? Just sharing this in a few places. Had it mostly planned out today, so I can spend less time sharing in these beginning parts and more providing value. I really dislike that term. So if anybody has anything they'd like to ask or if they want me to talk about, we can do that. I'm going to talk a little bit about getting started doing SEO freelancing today and how you can scale that a little bit. But obviously I want to wait until some folks get on. The email probably just went out if it worked correctly. Although anybody who's used an autoresponder regularly knows that that's a big if sometimes. I scheduled this one, so probably won't get as much attendance. For whatever reason, I get less attendance when I schedule it than when I do it randomly. It doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is. Davies, Helen Mary just joined. Jim just joined on Instagram. Chimozy Beddings just joined. Amir says, hi, sir. Great to see you. Great to see you as well, Amir. Hope you're doing well. We will give everyone a few more minutes to get on, and then we'll get into it. We will give everyone Vita Holistica 7 just joined on Instagram. What's up, Vita Holistica? Whoops. David Sinninger just joined. What's up, David? I included Instagram in the email today, so I'm wondering if that's why I'm getting more Instagram love than usual. And like no YouTube. It's very, very interesting to me. All right, guys. One more piece of sharing we got to do. Lars says, good evening. What's up, Lars? Good to see you here. Glad you could make it. Don't catch you on too many of these, so I'm glad we could get you on today. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to have to get into it soon here because everybody's being shy. Hermont says, hey, how are you, Chris? Doing good. Hermont, how are you? Thanks for joining us today. So we've got about 25 people on right now, about 30 if you count Instagram, which I do. So about 30. So let me ask this. How many of you here do SEO, whether it's as an agency or as affiliate or services or freelancing or what? Just give me like, just say me or something, trying to get an idea of who I've got on today. Nobody? Okay. All right, guys. Well, let's see. Craig says me for my own business, but looking in to get into client work. Interesting. That's a very underserved niche, or I don't even know if you really call that a niche, but demographic in SEO is people that excuse me, want to they have their own business and want to do it for themselves. I don't know why that is. For whatever reason, people that are in SEO tend to target other people in SEO, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm guilty of it as well. But for whatever reason, the business owner that wants to do SEO for their own site doesn't get a lot of love, and there's a lot of them out there. So you're not alone, I guess is what I'm saying. I actually have a blog post I'm going to link you to that's specifically for SEO for business owners. And you say you want to look into getting some client work. That's great. A great place to start would actually be doing a little bit of freelancing so you can get your legs under you and then go from there. We have in a Superstar SEO Academy, which you can check out at superstarseo.com/monthly. We have a guy who started off owning his own business in a particular industry. And then he got to know a lot of other people in that industry and started doing SEO for his own business. And then once they saw the results he was getting, he kind of became the go-to SEO person for that industry. So there's a lot of opportunity in that. So Amber and Monadin on. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Hermont says, I have a question, Chris. Fire away. Craig says, thanks. Thank you, Craig. YouTube is very, very quiet today. David Cusimano says, hey, at work, my volume is mute. Accidentally click the notice. Okay. I mean, everyone seems to be able to hear me okay, so I'm not sure what you mean, but thanks for being on regardless. So fire away, Hermont. What's your question? How can I help you? And then once we get through that question, we'll probably get into today's topic a little bit. I have a feeling today is going to be a quick one. Everyone seems to be being shy today. That's okay. All right. Well, while we're waiting on that, let's talk a little bit about SEO freelancing. SEO freelancing, as you may or may not know, has been kind of instrumental to, well, first of all, let's back up a little bit. SEO freelancing is basically when you do SEO, and there's Herman's question. Let's see. Nowadays, what is the most useful strategies to create useful audience? Any suggestion, please? It depends on what you mean by audience and what the objective is, but I guess the easiest way would be to start making yourself into an authority, whether it's by creating some content about whatever it is that you know and collecting information, whether it's email addresses or retargeting or whatever. And then just putting out things that people are interested in. You may need to do some advertising and do a little bit of niche research to know what to target, to put in the things that people want in front of the people that would want them. Then you need ways to reach those people again and again and continue to build value for them. I actually covered this in pretty good depth in Profit Academy Daily recently, which you can get for free for the time being if you want to check that out. We have a whole series on audience building in there. So, but basically you're going to need to do some advertising. You're going to need to do some free content. You're going to need a lead magnet and some other things. But basically create something valuable and get in front of the people that will find it valuable and collect their information. That's kind of like a high level view, I guess. So we have a whole series in Profit Academy Daily, which is free for right now. Normally it's $5 a month. So either way, it's a good deal. So. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about getting started with SEO freelancing. The difference between SEO freelancing, first of all, most people that call themselves an SEO agency owner are really a freelancer. What I mean by that is this. If you are a one-man gang and you're working from home, or if you even have like a little office, but you're doing most of the work yourself, you're a freelancer. Even if you want to call yourself an agency, there's nothing wrong with that. The title doesn't really matter. But my point in that is that most of the people that do SEO are freelancers. Now, the thing is, most of them don't know how to get started or start making any money or doing anything like that. And what got me started with working on something other than affiliate was marketplace freelancing. Now, as everybody here probably knows, I own a marketplace. So obviously I have a vested interest in this topic, but the reason I own a marketplace to begin with is because it was such a successful route for me. And it really can lead to open up so many doors, whether you want to sell training and products, whether you want to grow into doing client, whether you want to just do freelancing or whatever. But that's kind of what freelance SEO is. It's basically when you work for yourself and you don't have traditional employees and office and things like that, and you don't work for like an established agency that's where you're part of a big marketing team and things like that. So you're a freelancer most likely. And if you want to get started doing freelancing, the goal is just going to be to offer some services and build up a bit of a reputation. So if you want, how can I explain it? Basically, you want to figure out what SEO skills you have, because SEO encompasses a lot of things, whether it's link building, domain finding, content writing, on page, what else? Analysis, things like that. Figure out what skills you offer and then put them together in a package of some sort, whether it's on a marketplace like Legiit or somewhere else. And then you're going to have to figure out a way to get that first sale, whether it's through a discount, whether it's through advertising, whatever. And then you can kind of scale from there. So this would be a lot easier if I had a little bit of interaction. So if you want, you can check out the course I linked in the description there, or you can ask some questions. But basically, you need to have a service that you can offer, have a way to get people to it, and then start making your first sales and kind of building an audience from that. What's his name? Hemant was asking about building an audience. So start by making a low end sale, and then kind of scale from there. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit here, so let's see if we have any questions. Philip says, I'm in the same situation as Craig. Oh, you're a business owner as well? What sort of business do you own, Philip, if you don't mind me asking? Hermont says, thank you. Thank you, Hermont. And we may cut out early today because I'm not getting a lot of interaction. And to be perfectly honest, I wasn't quite as prepared as I should have been with the topic at hand. A removals company. Okay. Yeah, that's a good business. I've worked with a few people in that vertical. I'm going to drop you the same link that I gave to Craig that I think might be of help for you. Jim says, how important do you think blog posts are to overall marketing strategy? It depends on the industry. I mean, a plumber isn't going to have a ton. I don't know why I always use plumber as an example, but there's not going to be a ton of topics that a plumber can write a blog post about. But if you can find ways to get keywords that will bring in traffic but aren't necessarily buyer traffic, they're very important. Or is it as important as it was in 2010 or whatever? No. But it's definitely something you should have, and have a way to update your customers and audience and clients and things like that of things that go on. So I think it's worth having. I wouldn't put a lot into it. You know what I mean? Philip says UK is in lockdown. Yeah, that's true. That's true. If you're looking to get into SEO, this is a great time for it. We have, in fact, the comment below yours is someone that owns a business that can't really function right now, and he's learning SEO. So if you have an interest in SEO or marketing or starting an agency or freelancing, this is a great time to use your time. I know it sucks though. I want to get the world back to, not just for business, but for everything, Smith says, I totally agree. When you said about opening up so many doors when you know SEO, it's very powerful. Great. Yeah, Smith's doing a great job. I'm glad that you're having some success with it. Philip says, my website ranks well. I've studied hard and can replicate organic ranking for service business. Perfect. So just what I would do then is just throw up a SEO agency site and just maybe be the SEO, the removal company SEO guru. I hate that term, but that would be a great way to start. And then you can rank your own, since you know how to rank organic sites, you can do that for your SEO agency site too. So I think you should take advantage of, or at least make lemonade from the lemons that the world is giving us right now, and try to establish that too, assuming that you want to do that. Do a little bit of SEO freelancing, whether it's on a marketplace or just for yourself. Jim says, so even just a basic article doesn't need to be amazing, but as long as you're staying in front of customers? I think so. I mean, high quality content is always great, but if you can just throw up something useful that's well written, it doesn't have to be life-changing, Do people still care about BBB ratings? I don't know. I hope not, because they are, well, I don't want to say anything that might get me in trouble, but I do not like their business model, and I'll just say that. And I don't see how they're much different than something like Yelp or what have you. Himant says, Jim, you can please follow your competitors' not found link as well for get backlinks. What's your suggestion, Chris? Can you please follow your competitors' not found link? I'm sorry, I don't understand the question. Himant, if you can rephrase that a little, I will come back to it, but I'm not quite sure what you're asking. Phil, I have a friend who I can refer you to. He has a removal company, and he asked me for help with SEO in the past. Well, there you go. There you go, Philip. You and Craig should connect and talk about that. Smith says, I personally think Google reviews is more relevant from my experience. I would agree with that. Philip says, sure, but who's doing any business right now? I'll tell you what, I've gotten more leads for SEO clients in the last month since we've been, than I have in quite a while. And that's like incoming leads, not ones that I've sought out. So the money is still out there. You definitely need to remove that barrier from, don't take this the wrong way, but you need to remove that barrier from yourself and just know that there is still business out there. In fact, people I'm finding are reacting in two ways. There are the ones that I can't do any business right now, so I need to save as much, and I'm going to go and just cut and slash and things like that. There's those businesses, and that's a genuine way to react. And then there are the people that are like, oh crap, all my businesses slowed down. I've got to do something to try to get it back. So they invest in SEO and marketing. So and I'm not just saying this to be rah-rah or anything like that, but there is still plenty of money out there to be made from SEO or whatever it is that you're doing. You just have to get in front of them. Jim, who does web design, he said he's seen more web design opportunity than ever. So Philip says, cool. I suggest you at Jim for getting good backlinks. So you're saying to follow your competitors' links to get good backlinks? If that's what you're saying, then yeah, I agree with that. That's one good strategy, is to see what they have and get as many of them as you can possibly replicate. Oops. Looks like we made a connection between Craig and Phil. If you could choose only one person to help you start a new company, would you choose either the guy with limited skills but takes massive action without regard for risk, or the guy who has massive knowledge but sits around and waits for the right time to take action? I mean, neither of those are ideal, but ultimately, it's kind of a loaded question, I think. But obviously the massive action guy is going to get you where you need to go faster. I guess it just depends on you. If you are one of those types, you want to get the other one, basically. You need those. If you're an action taker, but you're a little reckless, you want to get someone that's going to rein you in when you are going too far and endangering the company. However, if you are not a procrastinator, but a cautious person that's going to wait around for things to be perfect, then you need somebody that's going to be like, let's go out there and get this started. So it depends on you. You need to be self-aware of your strengths and weaknesses and get someone that complements that by being good at the things that you are, at which you are not. So I'm sorry I rambled through my topic earlier. Basically, though, you just need to have a good, you need to have a good service page, and a way to get a few people on board. So let me look at something and I can kind of walk you through it a little better. I'm going to give you some of the components of things that you need to get started with freelance SEO. And to be perfectly honest, I picked that topic as well because it's good for SEO. Jim says, any advice for someone who's considering taking on a partner in a business? Yeah, I think I covered that a little bit just now, but you want someone that's going to share your long-term vision. If they're just in it to make some quick money, which there's nothing wrong with, but if that's their goal and you want to build something more long-term and you're not worried so much about money right now as you are about money down the road, then you don't want to work with that person. So you want someone who complements your vision and whose skill set is important but different than yours. So if you have two really creative people, it's not going to work. If you have two really analytical people, it's not going to work. So you need to have a balance in that regard, but you also need to be on the same page as far as where you want the company to go. So Stavros says, hey there, how many affiliates links would you add in a blog page with several posts so that you can get some profit from it. It's not a matter of how many, it's a matter of when it would make sense to add them. So you just want to go over the content and find places that it makes sense to add an affiliate link and add it. It just needs to happen organically or naturally, or there's a word I can't think of. It's a word I use all the time. Contextually. So it's not there's not a number. It's just wherever it makes sense. Vasco says, hey, Chris, what did you think converts best? A long written sales copy or a video for a legit service page? Both. I like to have long overall, I would say written works better, but I also like to include a video because different people consume in different ways. So I would definitely write a long sales page because there's a lot of advantage to that. And then I would make a video as well, a VSL as well. Do you think you need a well-written out formal business plan in order to get started, or you can dive in and just start making things happen? You should have some plan and something on, not necessarily on paper because it is the 21st century, but you should have some sort of plan. I don't think you need the 1980s version of a business plan that's formally written out, though, because you'll end up with, unless you're having to get investor capital, I guess, but you'll end up spending too much time on that. Smith says, once you've done, I can't even see you over top of this question. Once you are done with your client on page and off page SEO, now how do you justify charging the client monthly? Forgive me, but I've yet to watch your SEO agency section yet. But so far, I know we can charge a monthly social blast, ads management, if the client runs ads, blogs. What else, Chris, can we provide? All right, so check this out. If you are out of shape and you decide to get in shape, and you start eating healthy and working out, and you get you lose a lot of fat, and you build some muscle, and you get really cut, and you exercise every day, and you eat organic food and all these things, and you finally make your goal of being in shape, and then you stop, it's going to go away. So the way you justify it is, yeah, you got them in shape, but you need to keep working out and eating right to stay in shape. And the analogy being that you worked out and you got them to page, you got them to page 1, and now they're in shape. If they start sitting on the couch watching Netflix, eating Doritos or whatever, then they're going to get out of shape. So you need to keep them working out to keep them on page 1. So hopefully that analogy made sense. Stavros says, great, thanks. Thank you, Stavros. What was your first investment so far money-wise? College, without a doubt. I'm making pretty good money now, and none of it's with skills I learned in my $75,000 worth of education. Sarwar says, hi, I am SMM top-rated seller on SEO Clerks and Fiverr. I love your site, but problem, not have any idea SEO. Can you help me? So are you saying you want to learn SEO and sell SEO? Because you don't have to know SEO to be on Legiit either. We have SMM sections as well. If you're saying and you want to learn SEO, I can definitely point you to some resources, though. Maybe I'm not understanding your question right, but yeah, if you want to learn SEO, you can do it, but you don't have to know SEO to sell on Legiit. So just clear that up for me, Sarah, and I'll be happy to help. Jim says, do you think, I can't see over the top of this one either. Jim says, do you think college is becoming less important in the near future with sudden change to distance learning and online learning going on around the world? It seems like there might be a chance that traditional college is going to become less of a requirement after high school, and more people are going to shift to other avenues. What do you think about this? I think it will gradually happen, and I don't think it will ever go away, but there are definitely more opportunities to do very well without it, if that makes any sense. You absolutely don't need it, and a lot of people just need it for the ego of it. But yeah, I don't know. It's already becoming less important. Will it ever go away? I don't think so. It's definitely becoming less important, though. I wish I hadn't gone. Literally, the only thing I got out of it that I still get use out of is some of the folks that I met. And those aren't even like business contacts. They're just friends that I still have. It was a complete waste of money for me. Not complete, but very, it wasn't, I didn't get an ROI on it. So some things to consider to making your work, like to start your freelance SEO business. And it can really be freelance anything, but first of all, you need to know something. You need to know how to do a little bit of SEO, at least. Even if you're going to just be reselling somebody else's service, you need to at least be able to buy their service first and see if it's a quality service. And then you just need to start figuring out ways to make your first sale. That's including setting up, having a good title, having a good thumbnail, having a great written sales page. Then maybe you offer some review copies and some discounts. You take advantage of the tools that platforms, or at least that Legiit offers, and then to start maximizing your profit with extras and recurring services and things like that. So Smith says, Jim, check this out. And there's a link to some sort of business plan. Jim says, with a gun to my head, I could not name one person I went to college with. There are a few that I am online friends with that I don't know very well, although I like them, but I haven't met them. And then I have one friend, Ben, who I know who is one of my better friends. So, but even he and I have drifted apart somewhat. On Instagram, freelancer Sarah, who I assume is also the same one that was on Facebook, said, well, she gives me some emoticons, so thank you very much. Joe Easy5 says thumbs up. Thanks, Joe. Man, YouTube is a ghost town today. Instagram's beating YouTube today. Just no rhyme or reason to these things. All right, folks, we've been here for almost 33 minutes. We will be there. We will keep going. So Brian says, what is less than popular niche that you would recommend for Rank and Rent? Well, normally I was going to say escape rooms, because I think that's a nice niche that's underserved. But obviously right now, not so much. But escape rooms is a good one. Jim says, do you find value in downtime? I'm not great at taking downtime, but yeah, there is definitely value. Like, lost my train of thought. You definitely need to unplug from time to time. Watch something stupid that doesn't require any brain power is how I like to spend mine. I find that it helps recharge. Smith says, are you still using Money Robot? I never used it much, but no, I don't use it at all now. I don't even have a license for it. Money Robot is an SEO link building software for those that don't know. So we've been here for about 35 minutes. Let's keep going. What type of service is most requested on Legiit? Well, the most popular is SEO by far, and that's because a lot of Legiit's customer base is built off of people that knew me. Let's take a look at the job board and see. John needs 2 whiteboard animation videos. There's a request for a Google business expert, someone to do a Ranker X campaign for YouTube video SEO. That's interesting. I think I have that software. No, it's X-Ranker that I have. There's another whiteboard animation video person, a web designer, help finding people to join an affiliate program, somebody to transfer a Wix to WordPress. Lots of bids on that one too. A GIMP tutorial, another WordPress website, on-site audit, content writing, a link detox, excuse me, create a virtual choir template in Adobe Premiere, and quite a few things. The biggest categories are SEO and content. The next biggest one is logo design. So it just depends on what you know. If I were going to start right now, I would try to conquer, see what I did there? Conquer some of these categories that are a little thin right now, whether it's in the business category or the internet marketing category. Audio and music could use a lot of help. We're getting more and more voiceover folks, though. We got a great voiceover for Legiit here. So those are some answers. Jim says, if you could have the superpowers of a Marvel or DC superhero, what would it be, and what would be the first thing you would do with them? Superman, and I would conquer the world. Robert Doherty says, hey, Chris, are you here? No, I'm here. Philip says content writing. Yeah, so blog posts, sales copy, web content. So like if somebody has a local business site, you write the text for it. That's what I mean by content writing. That's probably the number 2 category. I don't necessarily have the numbers to back that up, but I think that's about right. Let's do a screen share, and you can see some of the other things that folks are looking for. So let's zoom in. Hopefully you can see that okay. If not, I'll hide myself. You can see there's whiteboard animation, Google Business, RankerX, whiteboard, Google Business, web design, affiliates, Wix to WordPress, GIMP tutorial, WordPress, on-site audit, articles, link detox. That one's actually me. Virtual choir template, and so on. So that's just the things that people are looking for. And then if you look, the category with the most by far is SEO. And then content writing is next. And then I don't know for sure, but I think programming and technology is probably next. So those are just some of the things. Jim says, how important do you find company culture to be when it comes to employee happiness and long-term sustainability? Very. It's probably the most important thing, in my opinion, because in my experience, employees care more about liking coming to work than they do about money. So it's extremely important. Robert says, oh, you own Legiit? Yes, I do. Nice. I just started a similar concept myself. Good for you. Good for you. Go out there and get it, man. Just be prepared. It's a lot harder than it looks. And I'm not saying that you will have any trouble, but there's just a lot more than I anticipated that goes into it. Let's leave it at that. Jim says, how do you measure success? I guess by, do you achieve the things you set out to achieve? You make a goal. If you accomplish it or you get close to it, then that's success. It's not, for me, about money or anything like that. And then I guess the next way would be, how many people's lives have you improved? I think that's the most universal metric. And every business improves someone's life in some way, assuming that if you ever get one sale ever, you've improved someone's life in some way. Amir says, hey, Chris, how do you feel about using EBN for hosting my PBNs as opposed to Cloak Hosting or CloudBoss? I've not used Cloak Hosting or CloudBoss. I have used EBN extensively, and I've always been very happy with it. MD, hey, what's up, buddy? I love your shirt. Says, can we see success story of Legiit freelancers? I know that you submitted one, and we have a couple dozen more that we need to get up. Yeah, we'll be posting those on the blog in a section of its own very, very soon. So hopefully Jim will catch that, and we'll get those up soon. And there's a few on the homepage. Let's take a look there. Share. So Yeah, Ish is a great guy. He says, Legit gave me a way to make real money online after years of trying and failing other methods. Great platform, great community. Sackett says, from a beep seller to full-time Legit business, Legit is the most professional and reliable SEO platform created. Can't wait to see what future beholds for freelancers. Adam, who is not here today, which is unusual, says, I have never seen freelancing platform better than Legit. Literally, it turned my online life on. Then we got Amber, who says, Legit has been an incredible journey that I'm so thankful for. It has allowed me to build a business that works with my busy mom schedule. It truly has changed my life. So those are a few. We have a bunch more that we're going to be posting soon too. So Tomislav says, hello, how's everyone today? We're great, Tomislav. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you are getting through well. Georgia was telling me that you guys are in for a long weekend, so hopefully you can get through that without too much trouble. Robert says, how could we chat? You can just hit me up on Facebook, or you can email me. Amir says, okay, thank you. Thank you, Amir. So let's take a quick look. I'm going to take this off screen for a minute. And I want to show you one of the new advertising opportunities that we opened up on Legiit today, or a couple days ago. So, Amber says she is here too. Hello, Amber. Glad you're here. What are you really good at but never want to do anymore? SEO. To be honest, I find it super boring anymore. Like, I mean, I still love it, but for the most part, I prefer running the business and growing the business to actually tweaking the H1 tags and building links and all those things. So yeah, it's probably not a great answer given what I do, but the answer to that question is SEO. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Tomislav says Friday to Tuesday, and it's Easter tomorrow here in Serbia. It's going to be fun, fun, fun. You know, it almost feels like you aren't being serious when you say it's going to be fun. I know, call me crazy. Yeah, that sucks though. So, give me just a minute here, folks. I want to show off a new. I have to get it set up a little bit. Lars says, what do you think about pay-per-call affiliate? That's fine. You know, I don't really think of it as affiliate as much as I do lead gen, but it's fine as a business model. The downside to it is you have to already be getting call. You have to do all the work before you get paid. So, you know, if you are trying to sell plumbing, or why do I always go to plumbing, or medical leads or whatever, you have to do all the work before you can start getting paid. You know, you have to start getting traffic and then leads in before you can actually get anywhere. So that's what I don't like about it. What I do like about it is it's a renewable asset. So once you're in a position where you can start selling those leads, you can lost my train of thought. Then you have something you can use over and over again. So that's the good and the bad. Steve says, crazy. You know, you're not the first to have accused me of that. Let's see. All right, let's try this again. So let's go to my test service. Funny thing about this is just a service I throw up when I need to do a demonstration or a test. And then sometimes I forget to pause it afterwards. And you wouldn't believe how many people will buy that and ask and just throw the most random stuff at me that they want me to do for them. It's very funny to me. Add to cart. Proceed to payment. Interesting. All right. Well, I'll have to demonstrate it. I guess live was not the right way to demonstrate it. Steve said, call me crazy. You said, call me crazy. Let's laugh out loud. Lars says, thanks for your answer. Thank you, Lars. Thankful Bunny just joined on Instagram. Thanks. Hello, Thankful Bunny. Ellie Hall just joined. Doe is High just joined. One second here, folks. Oh, okay. I see what I did wrong. It was because I was zoomed out. All right, let's try this again. So we're going to take this off the screen. And we're going to show screen. All right, so let's try this one more time. Cart is empty, and that's good. All right, so we're going to go buy our test service here. Proceed to order. Add to cart. And you can advertise in any of these spots now. So you can see I have an ad here. And the only way you can even tell it's an ad is just a little bitty thing right here that says ad. You can advertise up to 5 spots here. And that means that everybody that checks out on Legiit is going to see your service listed. So that's a really great advertising spot. So that's one that we just launched this week. If you are a Legiit seller and you want to see how you do that, you just come up to selling and services. One moment. And this is a great way to get started too. If you don't have any reviews or anything like that, you got to build up a little bit of credibility. So share screen. So it's going to come up to selling and services. Find one of your services. Let's say this one. And you're going to go to promote service. And you can see you can cart sponsor page. So you just pick 3 days, and then that'll show up in the cart for every person that sees the shopping cart on Legiit. And then of course we have the other options too. So I'm pretty excited about that one. I think that's going to help a lot of people, especially people trying to get their first sale. So stop sharing. Amir says, do you have a legit source to buy an approved Google News site? No, not that I can think of. Steven says, what is the most in-demand service on Legiit? I would say it was SEO. And more specifically, and this is just a guess, I haven't actually looked at the data here, but I think that Niche Edit seemed to sell probably the best of any SEO type service. So something like this one, or this one. Who else? Let's see. Selling SEO backlinks. I guess it would be under guest posts. No, maybe not. Maybe it's just under backlinks. Yeah, that one sells well. There's a few others, but that's probably the most, excuse me, most in-demand service. Stop sharing. Idika says, hey, Chris, sorry I'm late. That's all right. I mean, you are going to be charged now, but no, I'm just kidding, buddy. That's fine. Amir says, okay. All right, guys, we've been here for about 50 minutes, so we got about 10 minutes left. So let's keep this party going. Let's see what else we can get into. And not much on YouTube today, but that's all right. Let me make sure I didn't miss any questions. Some people will ask questions in other places, and I don't want to miss out because that would be mean. Okay, no other questions have been missed. Sure. Let's hop back over to StreamYard. Tomislav says, I was thinking of creating AdWords campaign research and setup gig, but it doesn't seem people look for that much. I mean, there's probably not a lot, but that also means that there's an opportunity for you to dominate in that. So I would set it up. I don't know. If you can do that, I would set it up. You never know. You may get us one here and there. Indica says it's 12:35 a.m. here. Oh, wow. So you're up late. Bosco says, what CEOs inspire you? Jim, for one. And then who else? I'm not really big into like celebrity culture, but I guess that's not the same. Jeff Bezos, for sure. I like his work ethic. I like his personality. Steve Jobs. Who else? Oh, those are the two that come to mind. There's probably others. Scott says, hey, Chris, I'm back. What did I miss? Everything, Scott. Now, we've just been doing our regular thing. We've talked a little bit about getting started with freelancing and then just been rapping. Literally, I dropped the beat. Steve says, what service would you start if you were a new seller? I don't know. I would take advantage of some of these categories that don't have a lot in them yet, because that means there's a lot of opportunity. So, for example, voiceovers it's been something we've been focusing on lately, and it's been growing some. But I would throw something up in here, or maybe let's go to video and like live action video. Some opportunity in here, but it really just depends on what you know how to do. You know, if that's more important than what's selling well, because there's always opportunity. So it just depends on what you know how to do. Jim says, highly recommend you do it. I assume he's talking to Tomislav there. Indica says, and let me stop sharing my screen so you can get a better view. Not of me, of the screen. Indica says, after your PBN, my post reached to 9th place. What should I do next? I would make sure that the on page is in order. And if so, wait for the ranking to settle and then go with some more links. Probably only going to need one or two more. Thomas Loud says, yeah, no harm in setting it up. We'll do that probably next week. Do it this weekend. You got plenty of time. No, cool. Yeah, there's no reason not to set it up, you know? You never know. Like, I actually put up a thing on Gear Bubble in like 2015. It was like a coffee mug I designed. And a couple weeks ago, it got a sale. So you just never know. There's no reason not to have it. MD said, thank you for a wonderful answer. I love Legiit. I work in Legiit more than 2 years. I have lots of clients in here. I provide logo design service with any type of graphic design service. I'm very happy with Legiit. I want to work with Legiit lifetime because Legiit is a best online marketplace others than. Thanks. Thank you, MD. That's very nice of you. So I'm going to go ahead and screenshot that for our testimonial file. That's very nice of you to say. I appreciate that. You have been there from the beginning, more or less. It's funny that you say for more than 2 years. I was reviewing a service earlier that was pending. And he's like, I've been on Legiit since early 2017. I was like, no, you haven't. We weren't in business in early 2017. So it just cracked me up. And let's see. We're going to bring up MD's profile here. I believe MD is Art King. This is MD's service here, or his store, I guess you'd call it. His profile. And you can see he's had quite a bit of success. 208 reviews, 15 reviews, 10 reviews, 8 reviews, 5 reviews, 7 reviews. He's done quite well. So it's always a pleasure to have you on, MD. All right, guys, we got about 5 minutes left. Alex says, just log in. What is your advice for a complete beginner? First thing you need to do is figure out what you want to offer, figure out a unique selling proposition. One thing I see a lot of is I will do the services all look exactly the same and they're the same price. So why wouldn't I just use the people with experience? So find a way to, even if you are offering the same thing, to offer it uniquely, come up with a snazzy title and thumbnail, and then take advantage of the promotional tools that we give you, and then offer review copies. So either offer it for free or $5, and then just build up a client base. So the most important thing is to make sure that you have a really well made out profile, and then an offer that you can fulfill well, and then take advantage of marketing tools, because ultimately your job is to get business rather than to do the work. And then I would take advantage of the job board as well. So I would come up here and browse and see what you can do to help get that review as well. So that is, those are just a handful of tips. You should check out my freelancing mastery course as well. It's totally free. It's linked in the comments, or in the description, I should say. Thomas Ladd says, I want to prepare material, get nice graphic design and stuff, maybe a video too, so it's set the right way from the start. That's why I said next week. Yeah, I'm just giving you a hard time. Jim says, pro tip, browse the job boards, and if you have a skill someone is looking for, set it up as a service. Brilliant. That's good stuff. You have to think that if someone had the perfect service listed, the buyer would have bought it instead of posting it on the job board. You know, people have a need for it, and you know exactly what they're looking for. Take their requirements and use them to help you craft your service descriptions. You can also browse other sites to see common and in-demand job posts and use them for inspiration. Great advice. Absolutely. So let's bring up the job board again. And we'll remove Jim from the screen because his comment's taking up the whole thing. So there's at least 2 on here for whiteboard animation videos. That tells me that they probably didn't find what they were looking for in the whiteboard animation video category. So they listed a job. That means that if you know how to do those, you should list that as a service and customize it to whatever it is that this gentleman is looking for. And same kind of thing for this and for this and so on. So that tells you that those are opportunities for sales. Instagram, we're going to have to wrap up because we're running out of time. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with us today. It was a good crowd for Instagram today. All right. That's a great tip that Jim gave you there, though. Everybody take a quick screenshot of that, and that's a great way to get started finding out if you're having trouble figuring out what to sell, you know? Indica says, was Alex Becker had a marketplace like Legiit? He used to have a marketplace called Source Market, and then he turned it into Conquer, and then it got really bad, and then he sold it. Jim says, done is better than perfect. What is the worst thing that can happen? Someone buys your order before you get to upload your fancy content. Get it done. That was my Captain Jellicoe voice there at the end for any of you Star Trek nerds out there. But yeah, I agree with Jim. Just get it up there and then make it better later. So I know that that's not in everyone's comfort zone, but I completely agree with Jim. I'm really thirsty. I forgot to get some water beforehand. Thomas Slav says, haha, so true. Yeah, it's one of those things that we all need reminding of from time to time, I think. Sorry, just responding to something that couldn't wait. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude. All right. Jim says, bet you wish you had that water cooler now. I'm going to show you how I feel about that. Yeah, so that's how I feel about that comment, Jim. All right, guys, we've been here for an hour, but we still got a good amount of people on, so I'm willing to keep this going if you are. So if you have any more questions, comments, thoughts, observations, anything you want to talk about, fire away. Do you think it's a good idea to start a print-on-demand store during the pandemic? I was just checking out the free SEO advice that you gave out. Absolutely. Yes. Because first of all, I don't want to tell you to take advantage of the situation, of course, but there are things you can do, print-on-demand things you can do for that will relate to what people are going through. So for example, I saw one that said, I can't stay home, I'm a healthcare professional, or I can't stay home, I work in a grocery store or something like that. So yeah, don't let this situation stop you from pushing forward. Other people are going to let it stop them. So that's going to clear the path for you. People still have money. People are still working. It's not as much, but yes, I do. If you do want to start a POD store, now is still a good time. Amber is laughing. Steven says social distancing shirts, basically. Yeah. I mean, you have to come up with a clever angle, but yeah. Essential employees. Yeah, exactly. And then you can just do the regular stuff too. I mean, people still are proud of their pit bull or whatever. People still love coffee. And, people are bored and at home, and that leads to spending money. And a lot of them just got a check. So that'll help too. All right, guys, let's keep it going. We've been here for about an hour and 5 minutes. My voice is getting a little rough, so I don't know how much longer we're going to keep going, but we are going to keep going for a little while longer. Trying to think what else we launched that I can show off to you guys that I haven't announced publicly yet. Craig says, I'm late. No, I missed it. Not yet. I mean, we are still going. We won't be for too much longer, but still here for you. So if you want to talk about anything, and now's the time. I'm a corona survivor and an image of drunk person on the floor. Not sure how people would react to that, though. Yeah, and then there's also the possibility of the Corona Beer Company not being fond of it. Although those guys are probably just going to have to change their name. Jim says, I have a design for that shirt. Actually, I can give you it. I can give you if you want it. I'm not sure which one you're talking about, but yeah, I'm sure whoever you're addressing that to would be happy to have it. I think I know which one you're talking about, Jim. For those of you just tuning in, we talked about how to get started with freelance SEO. We covered a bunch of questions. Let's just do a little bit of a recap. We had a couple folks that own their own business and were wanting to do SEO for it, and then kind of start offering SEO to clients. We talked about how to build an audience. Talked about the importance of blog posts. Thomas Haas says he's not in the print-on-demand business, but he would wear that for sure. Let's see, what else did we talk about? Blog posts. We talked about BBB ratings. We talked about using competitive backlinks. Philip and Craig made a connection. Talked about different types of business partners, how many affiliate links to use, sales copy versus video sales letter. If you want to check out some great content on that, check out Frank Kern. He's one of my favorites. Talked about business plans, how to keep people onboarded after you've already got them ranked, selling social media. We talked about going to college. Rank and rent niches. I recommended escape rooms, Money Robot, downtime, most requested services on Legiit. Tomislav asks, is there a good, and he uses a bad word, on Legiit that provides citations for Hong Kong and Singapore businesses? I would check out this CAD. I don't know for sure, but he says for any country, but let's take a look. So this guy has a great reputation and he's got, I think, like 400 reviews. Yeah, exactly 400 reviews. And he says he can do citations for any country. So I would hit him up and see if he can help you out. I'm going to drop that link in the chat. He does a great job, though. And for a long time, I remember, I hope this isn't embarrassing, but I remember one time through an accident on our end, he got one of his orders marked late that shouldn't have been. And it brought his percentage down from 100 to like 99.9. And he was really upset about it. So that's how much pride he takes in his work. Even that 0.01% bothered him. So yeah, hit him up. I have a citation service, but I can't help with those countries. Tomislav says, thanks. Thank you, Tomislav. Stop sharing. All right, guys, we'll go for about another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to have to call it a day because I do have to get some more work done. And my voice is shot. So glad we got to do this today. Sorry we didn't get to do it yesterday. But, things happen. I wish they didn't, but they do. Contacts are getting dry. All right, we're going to stay for another 6 minutes, and then I'm going to call it a day. So anything else you ladies, gentlemen, or Jim would like to talk about? See how I worked in that body blow there? Again, that looks like body blow. Have you noticed an increase in viewers from when you started going live? Yeah, I have. If you, let's bring up the channel. It's still not a ton. My pre-made videos still get way more views, but yeah, let's take a look. So you can see we started, this is when I started like toying around with it back when I could still go to my office. It was 64, 46, and then it went up to 82. And then I really started doing them regularly around here about a month ago. And I got 106 on that one, and then 27, 30, 27, 40, 35. And that was the norm for a while. 27, and then 60, and then 32, 46, 72. And in the last week or so, it's taken off more. So 72, 46, 50, 55, 69, 46, 61, 86, 96, 67. So it's picked up some for sure. But you can see like my regular videos, which I've only done one in the last few months, but this one got 401. So definitely picked up. It's not a world breaker. For some reason, I'm losing a lot of subscribers. I think I had some fake ones, but yeah, I wish I could focus more on YouTube. I just I don't know. I don't put as much effort into it as I want, but man, I've been getting a lot of business from this. I get leads like you wouldn't believe from my YouTube channel, and so it makes me wonder how much people with big YouTube channels must get business from it. So yeah, I've definitely seen an increase. Tomaslav says that was low. Yeah, I love that joke though. By the way, while there were no questions, I want to show something that I think is funny. This one here, let me see, zoom in, the one with Jim. It decided to use a thumbnail that makes it look like I'm asleep. That amuses me every time I scroll past it. It's one of the reasons that I haven't replaced it. So that makes me laugh. Indica says you should put video tags. I do on the ones the pre-made videos. You can kind of see some of them over here. I didn't really use too many on that one, but hey, that's not bad. Affiliate marketing number 6, that's probably not right. Probably. Yeah, that wasn't right. Oh well. But yeah, I do use tags. Let's go look at an older example. You can see some of them there. And what is affiliate marketing? Complete guide. Back when I could have short hair. So yeah, I use some. Use long tails? Yeah, I do. Craig says, can I get the 1-minute review of how to learn to $100 a day? So I kind of rambled through that. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, so basically you need to figure out what service you want to offer. Then you need to set up your thumbnails, your titles, your descriptions, and things like that, and get a nice looking profile. You need to then you need to offer some review copies and get your first 1 or 2 sales, and then kind of start looping through those and offering more and adding more extras and things to them. But you got to get those first couple sales, and then you need to kind of recycle into it. I wasn't quite as prepared as I wanted to be for that, and I wasn't getting a lot of engagement. So I'll make a more formal video on that later. But basically, though, it's to have a nice looking profile, offer services in the like $10 to $20 range that you can discount in the beginning to get those first reviews, and then sell to those people over and over again. So it really doesn't take long to get to $100 a day. That's if you have a $25 service, that's 4 sales a day. That's not hard at all. We have tons of people that do that. So I know that was kind of a disjointed answer. Like I say, I'll make a more formal YouTube video on that soon. But basically, that's kind of it. Though it's just gotta have a good service, a good profile, and take advantage of marketing and get those first couple of sales, and then sell to those people over and over again. Because on average, if a person buys from you once, they'll buy from you 4 times a month. So sorry that I babbled through that a little bit. I wasn't quite as prepared as I would like to be. What's a good IP switcher to manage multiple GMBs? Now, I'll answer this, but I have never really done multiple GMBs. But when I did used to create like a lot of profiles and things like that, I would use Hide My Ass, HMA. That's probably the industry standard. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up because I am running out of breath, and we've been here for over an hour now. So thanks for showing up. We'll do it again tomorrow. I'll try to come up with a topic and be prepared for it. But if not, we'll just do questions and answers like always. So appreciate everybody hanging out today, and I appreciate you in general. We don't take the time to appreciate one another enough. So Danny says no, stay. Well, Danny, if you have something I can help you with, I'll be happy to stay on a little while longer. All right. Well, Alex says he's got a few questions. All right, fire away. Harry says, what's a GMB? GMB stands for Google My Business. Tom, I'm borderline feel like I'm being trolled. Alex says he's got a few questions. Fire away. Fire away, Alex. Okay, so Tom's a troll. Got it. And so is Alex. Lots of trolls. All right. Have a great day, guys. Talk to you soon.